The YouTuber Contrapoints uses a video essay style that is theatrical, intimate, and visually engaging. But I'd like to talk about an underlying theme of her communication strategy that seems to go largely unmentioned: empathy. Let's look at her 3 most popular videos as of the time I'm writing this to explain what I mean. In her video Incels, while Natalie is talking about a group that is damaging to their own community's mental health and has been the inciter for hatred, harm, and in some cases violence towards women, she uses empathy to humanize a group that is isolated and outcast. She speaks to the nature of feedback that many men receive being either non-existent or toxic, and then relates to what the community has become to her own experience as a trans woman. I've seen more dialogue about incels as a group in the years following that video's release, but I think Natalie was able to broach the subject when others were afraid to do so because most people would initially have difficulty seeing a group like that as even real or human. Her empathy allows others to at least understand them, let alone her personal showcase of relating to the experience in her own way. In her video Canceling, while Natalie speaks about her own experience, her main goal is to humanize the chaos of what cancel culture has become from its original uses and those that are caught up in it. While most people are aware of the dangers of online or public mob justice, she tries to rationalize the appeal of why people wouldn't see the merit of patience in giving others room to grow. Her opening quote seems intentionally ironic, in that empathy has been a consistent value in her content and expression online, but that was not at all what she received in return from those who attempted to cancel her. She speaks about how though there can be good intentions pointed to in cancel culture's roots to take back power from those abusing it, it fulfills people's desire to take from those more prominent and powerful just because they can. There is a fulfillment in vengeance and vindication in taking someone down for the fun of it, especially if you can do so under the guise of supposed morality. She also specifically extends empathy towards those who don't have ill wills but are caught up in a movement which they believe has goodwill. Those who are sincere can do wrong and are better incentivized to avoid it if understood rather than scolded in return. In Natalie's discussion of Jordan Peterson, she takes care to empathize with both Peterson himself, but more importantly his audience. Again, to dissect the problematic pipeline of Peter's sexism, transphobia, etc., which is shrouded in what seems to his audience as defensible pseudo-intellectualism. She admits to where she understands, and in some cases agrees with him. This is important, as it seems that's why others on the left had instead initially tried to be entirely dismissive or ignorant of Jordan Peterson as a figure. It was difficult to nuance someone that uses partial truth to hurt or be dismissive of others. More importantly, however, she engages with what he provides to answer the needs or desires of his audience. While he is jokingly daddy, he also is daddy, or at least functions as such. Contra mentions that Jordan's audience is in search of purpose and is confused as to how to deal with the discussion of power structures that different groups hold. The young men he's speaking to are looking for direction, and he provides that to them. At one point she mentions while it would be good for everyone to be engaging in self-discovery, most people want to be told what to do or think. She also touches on this in her piece Men, by saying that the current changing landscape is confused about the role many men have, and if that isn't answered in some fashion, it is understandable that they'll be confused when looking for meaning and guidance. With her value of empathy in these examples, Ms. Point shows us that extending dignity and understanding to others with good faith holds incredible value. While this may seem straightforward, the important part is that it does actually engage with people, and people do actually respect and want empathy from others, even in the chaotic world of internet politics and philosophy. When describing and interacting with difficult people or topics, we need to ask how and if they can get better. How do we put them on that path? Is there room or good faith for them to do so if spoken with empathy? It's so hard to slow down, so easy to write people off, but if it creates positive change, we have to try.